Wrestling fans, just as we advertised earlier in the week, debut brand new show here on the Impact Media channel, as this is Pro Wrestling Underground. I'm Jeremy the Impact York. You might recognize, I still never know which way people are. You may recognize that guy over there. He's independent wrestling superstar here in the West Georgia area, among other places. He is Mark. Good to see you, bud. How are you?
Healing up right now. That's
That's a
about all I got right now.
that's a truth be told, because we've said it on other shows too. Mark is on the mend from knee injury. He should be good pretty soon. We're taking it day by day. No big announcements or anything. You guys will just
No.
have to stay tuned to hear more about that. But in the meantime, I decided to put him to work. And before we get too much into this, I want to clear the air on two things. A couple people found out that we were going to do a show together, and I want to get this completely out of the way, because the last time that somebody saw the two of us in the same building, you were in a match with Walker 13 that may not have went the way you wanted it to, and I was reporting on it, and you may have snatched me up out of the seat. Um, Helped me get closer to the ring so I could get a better view of it. And just to clear the air on those two things, there is no animosity between us. We're not at odds with each other. That had nothing to do. He wasn't mad at me. He was trying to so that I got a better view of what he was going to do to Walker 13. The
That,
unfortunate part is Walker recovered before he could get back in there, and it happened. It
yeah,
happened.
that was a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Not planned at all. Uh, I think the promoter asked me like half a dozen times after that if I was okay. So yeah, I'm good. Like I said, there's nothing between us. I am not scared to. We're not in separate rooms right now because I'm scared of him. No, I promise you, we have seen each other in real life before now, and everything is good as far as that. If we are at odds, you here on the show will be the first to know.
Very awkward shows if that's the case.
Yeah, absolutely. But the focus of Pro Wrestling Underground, this is something we've talked about for a while, and given that you've got a little bit of time on your hands right now, we've talked about trying to help feature a lot of the independent shows that we're all around, whether it's ones that I tend to help promote or to report about for Georgia wrestling history or here, or the ones you're booked on, the ones you're helping out, or the ones you have friends at and stuff now. There's just not a lot of coverage out here. So we've decided any of them that we are associated with, you will hear about them right here on the show. In fact, you reminded me of one that we need to add to the show that we are going to add now before the little, God, I call him Cannonball or Fireball last time. I think the little Fireball of energy. I do not want him mad at me.
I just know he's little.
We'll get to that one shortly. But yeah, the way the show will work is if there's any shows that were the previous week or the previous weekend, in this case, it'll be the last two shows I've actually been to in SDCW in Temple and West Georgia Wrestling in Buchanan. We'll kind of go over what happened there. We're not going to really in depth do it. You'll kind of, you'll get a lot more in depth perspective from Mark, where I will just tell you maybe something cool that happened, and then we're going to preview all the big shows that we know that are coming up the upcoming week. That's always the fun part of the first episode. Is there's so much we got to get into so that you have any idea what we're doing.
Well, it doesn't help the fact that we've got so many shows in just this week alone.
Yeah,
In one day. In one day.
six that are all Sunday afternoon. We are recording right now Saturday afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon, there is at least six shows. We're going to talk. We're going to talk about four of them, and then the other one that you mentioned. I'm not even going to mention the other two because honestly, I haven't checked those out yet. Any
Yeah.
show we mention here is because one or the both of us have either been to it, been on it, or is associated with it somehow. That's pretty much the premise of these, and you guys are just not going to believe the amount of shows that the two of us are a part of. I thought this was going to be a simple show until we started actually writing it down. It's
Yeah,
not.
no.
But where do we want to start? Let's start.
I say let's just go and start with a recap
Yeah,
of the shows that you were at this
yeah,
past
yeah,
week
yeah, yeah.
because we got a lot to dive into later on.
Yes, and we're going to feature the one that you're going to be at and the one I'm going to be at the most. That's kind of what we're going to do with that. That's just luck of the draw. In this case, it's the two I really wanted to talk about anyway. But let's go. I think let's go West Georgia Wrestling first. It just happens to be in front of me. So West Georgia Wrestling, for people who don't know, is one. The focus of this of West Georgia Wrestling is to give the local talents more chances to be on shows, to get some extra work in, and to feature new, fresh faces. Kind of almost a training ground because some of the roster is going to be that, and some of it, people that haven't debuted for the parent show, which is Premiere. This is kind of Premiere's kind of NXT. It's more of a Ring of Honor AEW thing to where really it's not like there's a levels because anybody on this show could be on the Premiere show. It's just maybe your step up in case you're not already on it. That's kind of the way it was described to me. But let's see. Out of the gate, speaking of, I didn't even realize he was in the opening match. Out of the gate, Xander Horick took on Josh Storm. I've known Josh Storm for a long time. Fun match, and as far as all that, Storm did get the win. And the interesting thing here that I will say before you come in is Josh Storm locked on a sharpshooter and really wrenched back on it. And even after the bell was hanging on to it for a minute until his longtime friend and basically work brother Frankie Valentine came out, and he stopped then and looked at him. And later on, Josh Storm called him out, and they're going to have a Beach Creek brawl at the next one. But I just thought it interesting that Storm really wasn't the heel in any of the entire match, but when he locked that on, he wasn't letting go till Frankie came out.
So speaking on that end of it is, we get into this mode sometimes of, okay, this is it. I'm not letting go.
Mm-hmm.
This person just beat the hell out of me for the past 5, 10, 15 minutes. I've got them
Yeah,
where I want them. I'm going to make them suffer.
yeah,
So I can understand where Josh Storm comes from on that end. You see somebody you've known for a long time, it takes your focus away, especially if there's some animosity there, some real heat going on.
yeah,
That's definitely going to draw my focus
yep,
because I know this guy's down. He's out. I ain't gonna worry about it no more. But hey, that's someone that hasn't been in a match for the past 15 minutes. I need to change my focus real quick.
yep.
Um, as for Xander, I've known Xander for coming up close to 3 years now. When I first started coming into the West Georgia area, he was
Mm-hmm.
just reffing. That's all he was doing.
Yep.
Slowly he's evolved. He's starting to get in the ring. He's wrestled some really top West Georgia tier wrestlers at this point.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I think the skies could be the limit for him if he follows in the right direction and stays on the path he's going. I think he's got a good chance of being a really well known name, not only in the West Georgia area but possibly across Southeast, if not farther.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think West Georgia Wrestling is another venue that's going to give him that platform where he can really just organically grow it because he organically gets over with people. He comes out and he's all that energy and he's getting fired up and he's like, "Come on, get into it." And you can't help but just be drawn into that energy. So if he's
Yeah,
able to build up in multiple places, then I think he could really get a following going.
yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. Up next was I got to get it right. I know the guy's shoot name, and I'm trying to not say his shoot name, even though it's very close to what this is.
We don't use
LGV,
those.
LGV. Unless we might. Some of them may come out. Who knows? But LGV took on also somebody debuting, Landon Bradley, who was out of Tennessee, I believe. He's a champion somewhere where he's at. I didn't see exactly. Yeah, I didn't see exactly where his belt was, but LGV, uh, man, he took some falls. He took some flips and stuff, and he did some as well. He's pretty high energy, pretty technical. The way he does things, almost that NXT style kind of thing. But
Yeah,
Landon Bradley came out like a spoiled rich kid, like not dressed that way, but just arrogant. you know, AJ Styles soccer mom haircut, just sorry, I had to throw that in. But he just come out and immediately, like 10 seconds into the match, has the entire crowd ready to punch him in the mouth because he's just at everybody. And so I was like, he seems to know what he's doing. It was a really good match for two people that I had never seen before. I hope to see them back.
So I don't know either one well at all. Um, the kid from Tennessee, I have no knowledge of him whatsoever. LGV, I've only heard, from other people.
Yeah.
Really young kid, but the world at his fingertips.
Yeah.
He is super young and still, figuring everything out step by step, just like we all do. Um, so that's really all I've got on that one. As for the kid from Tennessee, 10 seconds in, you got everybody hating you. Either you're doing something really right or you're doing something really wrong.
I thought, like I said, not only you come in as a champ, he had a video promo leading up to this. I mean, I understand how far fetched that idea is that you would do a promo video leading up to the event you're booked on. But I guess that's a new concept that I guess it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had a really cool promo, and I think he did either a follow up or he did another one after the event or something like that. And I was like, all right, well the kid gets it. Do a video, pump everything up, get it ready. Um, the next match, I know you got a hit list going. Maybe somewhere down the road, you see one of the two of these guys too, if you haven't seen them already. Trey Jordan took on Terry Rocker Lawler. My main takeaways here is that Terry Rocker Lawler, I told him there, nothing personal, that he retired my good friend Wolfie Tim a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
His career was on the line there. I said nothing personal there because I know they have a rich history. And with Trey Jordan, he is embracing his, I believe it's South Korean history. And there's not a lot of South Korean wrestlers out there. And so that being part of his background, I really like that he is embracing his, something different and something he is really behind. He's not making it up. He is half South Korean.
Yeah. So I've seen Trey and I've talked to him, locker room stuff.
Yeah.
We've never interacted in a ring, nothing like that. Um, Super nice guy. I enjoy talking to him. Uh, Terry. So for those of you that don't know me, I am second generation. My dad wrestled back in the early '90s, mid '90s, before he was hurt and had to leave wrestling. Provide for a family, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so I've heard stories about Terry Lawler growing up. When I got
They're
in,
all true.
yeah, every single one of them is true.
They're true.
Some of them will never be repeated on the show because we would be
Nope.
canceled. Uh,
Yeah.
but no, Terry is Uncle Terry to anyone that he meets. Just straight
Yep.
out, plain and simple. Um, yeah, I've got a list going on of people I want to face when I come back. Terry is definitely on that list. I don't care where it is, who wants to book it. I want that match.
Hey,
Just for the simple
maybe.
fact of I've talked to Terry countless times. I want to see what it's about.
Yep. I was about to say, I don't influence any booking at any of these places. West Georgia Wrestling might be a venue that we could see that because you're not far from Buchanan, and Rockers already came here once. So I mean that might be something down the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
But let's see. Up next was when, like I said, Frankie came out, talked about how hard of a time he's had here recently, and he absolutely has. That's all shoot. That he did consider hanging him up. I know people have seen him other places, but he was really starting to dial it back. I think he's about to dive headfirst right back in. But before he could say too much was when Josh Storm come out and said, "Me, you, Beach Creek brawl." Apparently, Beach Creek is an area around here that they both grew up at. I found that out later because it confused me what a Beach Creek brawl was.
Yeah, it's a
But
West Georgia
if those
thing.
two are going to fight, yeah, it's a street fight. It's all it is. But if those two are going to fight, you got my attention.
Uh, when you've got people that have such a history, it's all limits are off. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what you're going to see.
Right.
Uh, I've had, I think I'm up to possibly 5 matches, maybe 6 with Frankie. Can't remember off the top of my
Mm,
head,
yeah.
including tag matches, stuff like that. Um, Frankie is 100% the real deal. He might be small, but dude will work circles around a lot of the young guys in this industry right now, including myself, 100%. Um, and like
Yeah.
I
If
said,
you
Josh,
know, we talk about Xander. Xander, if he wanted to not model himself after, because they're different people, but if he wanted to take some note on the career of Frankie Valentine, that's a good path for Xander to take.
yeah, 100%.
Outwork
Xander, no
everybody in the room, and
offense.
nobody will care you're the smallest.
Yeah, Xander, no offense. I don't think you're getting much bigger, bud.
No, no. But let's see, what else was there? Then the next match that what will require me to explain my attire. As a guy we're slightly familiar with, think we've seen him at the 7-Eleven or something before. Lamar Phillips took on Sean Nelson. Yeah, the Southern Outlaw himself. This is Lamar's shirt for people who don't know. No, he did not pay me to wear it. He probably didn't even know I'm going to wear it. Probably is going to watch this show and give me crap for it. And two, he did not threaten to beat me up if I didn't wear it. So I just chose to wear it on my own. But want to throw that out because we're going to mention Lamar's name half a dozen more times tonight. These two, it might as well have been a street fight without the weapons because they fought all over the entire livestock pavilion, including at one point, one wrestler yelling at me and Julie, the photographer, and a couple other of the mainstays in the area, all in the front row, said, "Move." I was almost to the concession stand by the time they said it. Everybody else looked confused. I was like, for one, it wasn't even Lamar that said it this time. It was Sean who had Lamar by the back of the neck, and he said, "Move." I was at the concession stand. I was dang near almost in my car because I was like, they're coming this way. And so they fought through the crowd and everything. But yeah, those two, man, it's like a big Viking war watching those two fight.
So obviously, I've known Lamar pretty much my entire wrestling career. And
Yeah.
before that, I watched him growing up. Sorry, Lamar, putting your age out there a little bit. Kiss my ass. Um, yeah, and I've had my run-ins with Sean, both super physical guys. Um, and just fans, if we tell you to move, move,
Move, move.
because I will throw someone into you if you don't. I'm not responsible. The promoters are not responsible. We told you,
No.
we gave you a warning. Move.
Yeah. If you paid to be there, don't get in the ring. Even
You
even if
do
you're asked,
that.
even if you're asked to, maybe say no,
Hmm.
unless they're gonna like give you a T-shirt. Maybe don't get it. Don't get in there for physical action. And if a wrestler, I mean, Chris Gaines has said it to me before. He looked at me from one corner of the ring to the other, and he said, "Move." I cleared an entire section because he came that direction. And unfortunate for him, he got reversed, and he was the one that went across about 17 chairs. But hey, either way, he didn't go across me. He hit the chair. If a wrestler says move, get out of the way.
Yeah.
But then that set up the main event. And this main event to me over delivered. There was a lot of hype. Knowing the two of them, the way I know them, I knew it was going to be pretty good. But J. Alpha Miller challenged AJ Black for the Premier Heavyweight Championship. And this was every bit the main event that could be on dang near any card in the Southeast. These two really, really put on a show. They hammed it up when they needed to. They were physical when they needed to. They showed that these are two young lions that if you see them across the ring, it's probably not going to be an easy day out.
Yeah. So I don't know much about J. Alpha Miller. I've seen a few videos of his. I've seen him in person once. Dude is legit. AJ, on the other hand, I can't tell you how many matches of his I've seen or been in the building for. I've also had a couple of tag matches against him.
Yep.
AJ Black is an incredible kid that is really hitting his stride right now, and I think everyone's starting to notice. Like
So this
100% starting to notice.
this one, only because I recently learned what this particular phrase means. This one had a dusty finish. This one had a very ambiguous, weird, chaotic ending. Um, I'll go based on the way I wrote it up. J. Alpha Miller looked like he hurt his ankle at some point, and he reaches to check on his ankle and pulls out a necklace. And he's got his necklace in his hand, same way I got this one in my hand. And it looks like he was trying to show it to AJ Black, and AJ Black decided to headbutt it out of his hand. And so in the process, obviously that knocks AJ down. Alpha Miller does his move to him, rolls him up, or whatever he did, he pins him. 1, 2, 3. Because the referee was knocked down or something, he gets up in time to count the three. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, J. Alpha Miller's your champion right now. I said, I hope this stands. This is probably what jinxed the whole thing. I said, man, I hope this stands because I would love to hear what the Booker of Premier thinks about his champion is now J. Alpha Miller, as opposed to AJ Black, and he had no call in it. That would be really funny. But instead, another referee and some authority figures from the back and a bunch of people come out and they're yelling at the referee. Forgot which one it was. And basically, they
Sounds like a
convinced.
butterball deal.
I don't remember if it was Butterby. I think it may have been. It may have been. He was on. He was one of the three on the show. But so they come out and he ends up restarting the match. As the authority figure, he restarts the match, and in the confusion, like 10 seconds after it gets restarted, J. Alpha Miller's distraught because he just had the championship ripped out of his hand. AJ rolls him up, basically retains his belt, enough to where even Jason Boyd was in the face of the referee and of the authority people. There was a big screaming match going on. Jason being the ring announcer and in kind of upper management too of West Georgia wrestling, but it seemed to be a highly contested thing that, I mean, in my opinion, and this is nothing personal to AJ, in my opinion, J. Alpha Miller's your champion. They need a rematch for it. Ambiguous, that's, if something crazy happens, that's fine, but to have people come from the back when you don't have video replay in the place, this is not WWE. You can't just look at the Jumbotron and say, oh, look, right there. It's, to me, you got to let that stand if you're going to do that.
See, that's where we get technical. That's where we get. Oof.
That's
Oh,
deep too. That's probably gonna get me yelled at.
yeah,
But to
probably.
me, J. Alpha Miller's your premier champion. I mean, I it's nothing personal to AJ, but yeah,
I
you
think
can't
I think we're gonna have
you
to see a
can't let stuff
rematch.
like that happen if you're not gonna let it stand. In my opinion,
Yeah, I think we're definitely gonna have to see a rematch of that one, and hopefully I'm there in person to see it.
yeah. And hopefully, I mean, it'd be good if you're on the card, but hopefully it happens before then because it needs to happen soon, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But yeah, that wrapped up uh, West Georgia Wrestling. I thought it was a really solid show to be their first kind of rebirth show. They're another one that started back up the way AEW has recently, or AWE has recently too. I'm going to be quicker going through SECW. Let's see. Lucky for a good friend of the show, Kyle Charisma, that he was going to manage BK Bennett at the show, and he showed up, and their normal announcer wasn't able to make it. So Kyle got signed on the spot, and Kyle was your ring announcer, possibly going forward after this. So good on Kyle. I told him he said he wanted to branch out. I gave him some pointers. He's kind of took the ball and ran with it. So Kyle's finding work everywhere.
yeah. Kyle has definitely branched out more than what he has. It seems like anytime I pull up I'm on Facebook, he's popping up at a new show as an announcer.
Yeah.
I was there when he got to do the one FW show in Rome, the
Yep.
Rumble in Rome. He got to announce a dark match for them. That was cool to see. 1,000 people focused on him. That was really cool to witness for him.
Was that the primetime match he announced?
Yes.
for the people that are going to yell at me for that, that's funny. I just put that together that he announced and the timing of it. Okay,
Ooh.
that's how you know wrestling has a sense of humor. That's funny now.
I wasn't even thinking about it until you said it, but yeah, that's hilarious.
Uh-uh. That's boy, there is so much insight to that that will not be on this show.
Don't worry, we'll
Because
hear about it.
yeah, we'll get you to the curtain. We're not bringing you behind the curtain on that one. It's just not. But no, good on him and your two referees for all the slack that Butterbean gets. He's actually gotten better in the year or so I've seen him referee, and he's actually not bad. He's one of the better referees in the area, but everybody gives him the business all the time.
Oh
And
yeah.
then they also had Connor Parker, who to me is one of the best by far in the state.
So I don't know if I'm familiar with Connor.
I initially knew him from Bullpen, and now it's Pro Wrestling Domination. But I've seen him iron rep a bunch of Bulls cards. I've seen him show up in this general area too. He's just a really really good progressive rep. Like he's not just solid. Like he adds to the matches he's in, which is saying something because he's a younger kid. But I'm trying to think.
I think
I
I
want to
know
say he's related to one of the older managers in the area, but I can't remember which.
I think I know who you're talking about now. If so, yeah, kid's a workhorse. He
Yeah,
gets on any and every show he can possibly get to. So all the credit in the world to him. Butterbean, we're hit or miss. It just depends on the night for Butterbean.
yeah, that's true. I've seen him have some real stinkers of a night, but always smile on his face, always having a good time. So that's a good thing. But this one started out with Cowboy Johnny Brown bringing announcing his champion coming in, Stanley Somerville. With I believe they said the guy's name was Jesse James, maybe a former partner of his. The thing with the SEC card is I was unfamiliar with half of them, so I was trying to scramble and figure this out as I went. I have heard of a lot of people. I have not seen these people until now, but Stanley Somerville came out and he went against Sean Clark, somebody you know pretty well.
Yep.
And boy, if you like old school, just smashed it up wrestling, this one was it. This was as old school wrestling as you could get.
Yeah. So I'm not familiar with Somerville at all. Um, Clark, on the other hand, very, very familiar with. Uh, one of my one of my last few matches before I went out having to have knee surgery and all that was against Clark in a barbed wire match.
Yep.
So yeah, I would say me and Clark are very well intertwined.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't really know who came out with Stanley Somerville. He was dressed with the same shirt on. I think at some point he wrestled. Uh, somebody told me his name was Jesse James. This is what happens when I check out new shows. Is that sometimes I don't know everybody, but like I said, it reminded me of the NWA style wrestling that I grew up on.
Yeah.
But another one you might have crossed paths with him. Big Andy took on J.C. Payne. Cowboy Johnny Brown just decided to stay at ringside. He came out with J.C. Payne. Once again, I'd seen Big Andy before. I saw him and Pat Roach wrestle at a premiere show or something one time, which I thought
Yeah.
was just a great throwback. And J.C. Payne's another one that it seems like I keep coming across the name, but I got to see him here. And man, Big Andy is a lot bigger in person for people who don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Big Andy is Big Andy.
Yeah.
Uh, so me and Big Andy have never been in a match together, nothing like
Hmm.
that. He is definitely on my list. I want that. I want the physicality. I want big man on big man.
Yeah.
Um, and then as for Payne, I don't have much to say because I don't know him, and I'm not going to speak on something I don't know.
Right. Yeah, that's something you're not going to really see on this show. We're not here to bury anybody, and we're not. I mean, we'll pump up the people that we know and know things about, and stuff like that. But this is if you're looking for uh, lack of a better term, trash bag related stuff, you're not going to get it here.
No.
That's not us. But then once again, he's just going to see how many times he can be on the show. Uh, Lethal Gaines, otherwise known as well, actually, you're one third of Lethal Gaines for people who don't know, but the other two members in Chris Gaines and the Lethal Lariat, Lamar Phillips, took on CJ and Doc Gallows in what turned into an absolute, uh, I would say, carnival melee. They used anything not nailed down and some things that were. They broke a ton of things, probably that the promoter Scott needed to pay for afterwards. But it was one of the most entertaining, random, like pop up fights I've seen in a long time. And I think they spent a minute and a half in the ring and they spent about 15 everywhere else.
Sounds about on par with Lamar, anyways.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So we've already talked on Lamar or whatever. Gans, known him for years. He's part of the reason that I got into the West Georgia scene. Um, all credit to him on that one. He's the one that helped me break out of just the Northwest area and got me into West Georgia, got me into Premiere and a couple other shows. And then obviously you got Doc Gallows, you know, former WWE talent, former TNA talent,
Yep.
former whatever talent you can
I told
imagine.
I told him in the last 6 months I've seen him live at an NWA show, live at a Mucha Lucha show, live at an MLW show, and now live at FCCW. And he goes, "Wow, that sounds right." And I was like, "That's crazy. I've seen you live 4 times in the last year. When I saw you zero when you were at any of the TV people."
Well, if you want to add on to that, because you saw him live, I saw him live at Raw when they came to Atlanta for AJ's tribute.
Yep, yep, he
So,
was there. Yep.
dude is everywhere and anywhere that will pay him for sure.
Well, you're going to need a passport to see him soon. He's headed back over. I think they're both headed back over to Japan for a minute.
Hey, all credit in the world to him. I hope I get over there one day too.
I was about to say you can definitely go that strong style. So I could work over there.
And then his son's coming up. Um, I've not had the opportunity to meet him yet. I do
Not
look
yet.
forward to it. I do look forward to it. I saw a picture of him and his dad next to each other. CJ's obviously got some size on him, just
Yep.
like his dad does. So yeah, I'm all for it when I get healed up. CJ, if you happen to come across this, any booker that wants to take that
Yeah.
on, me and him will have a hellacious house fight. I can promise you that.
I absolutely. So that's the only thing I didn't like about the whole thing is I wanted to see him actually work and wrestle. And as much fun as the street fight was, I didn't get a chance to see him actually try to put stuff together. I'm sure he's great, given who's going to be around him between his dad and Carl and everybody else. He's not going to suck.
All
But
right,
I wanted to
the
see what his style was going to be.
the kid's got a leg up. All right,
Yeah,
we'll just go ahead and say that one as it is. I mean,
yeah,
look at his dad. Look at who his uncles are.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. He'll be fine.
if he sucks, then he just didn't pay attention.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't think his dad would. I don't think Luke or Doc or whatever you want to call him. I don't think he would let his kid out there if he wasn't good.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
We went into the next one, which was actually for the cruiserweight title or the whatever the lightweight title. I never got the name of what it the cruiserweight. There it is.
Yeah,
Where
was it Sanders,
yeah, Douglas Sanders
Valentine?
versus Frankie Valentine versus Zero,
Okay,
and Zero's another one that oddly enough, the 2 weeks leading up to this show, I heard his name out of 4 different people's mouths that I talked to on a regular basis that they knew him from something there that they organically said it. About a week before the show, he randomly sent me a Facebook request. So I can actually say I've seen him wrestle live and I actually met him while I was there. So I like the guy.
so I've got a pretty good history with Zero. At one point in time, he had left a promotion that I was involved with very heavily. And at that point, I had to put that promotion on my back and run with it for a while. and he decided he just wanted to show up out of nowhere. So we beat the hell out of each other for about 2 months straight.
Hey,
Uh, so yeah, very familiar with him. Zero's a good guy.
yeah,
Um, Obviously, we've already talked about Frankie. Douglas Sanders. Yeah, seen him in the locker room. I know his deal. He's loud. He's obnoxious,
he is.
but damn, he's good at what he does.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. His in ring work's good. I have nothing against that. What he reminded me of with his antics and just how loud he was, he gave me a few, not quite to this level because this is one of the best to me, but a little bit of, oh, I just forgot his name. Eddie Gilbert. The way Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert would just come out and just cackle and almost the Brian Christopher type stuff. The before he started being Grandmaster Sexay and all that, Lawler's
Yep.
kid. It's like just coming out and just being loud and annoying and just chirping at you the whole way, and even the whole match, everything he was doing, I was like, yeah, this is little Eddie Gilbert, little Brian Christopher here. I was like, this guy's hilarious.
Yeah. He definitely does not stop talking.
No, he doesn't. I thought I talked all day. He never stopped. Even when
No.
he was getting punched in the mouth, he was still talking.
Yeah. Yeah. No. 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 You can't stop him.
No. But he actually lost his belt. I believe Frankie won that one, if I'm not mistaken.
If I saw correctly on the Facebook, then yes, Frankie is now SECW Cruiserweight Champion.
Yep. And actually, there it is. Yeah, he used the his version of the side Russian float over. Yep. Then we got match six because I found out that gosh, no shows happen on every show. I'm not going to call out the people that did because that's not my business. I think it might have worked out for the best because this was a killer match. This was a fun match, and also there wasn't added drama in Riff Raff, which could have happened if the scheduled people would have been there. I think somebody gave them the heads up that if you're going to bring in a bunch of drama, I'd rather you not show up. And I think I'm not talking for them because I don't know them at all. I think that's part of what it was. They just said, you know what, discretion's the better part of valor here. Let's go somewhere else. Let's not go somewhere we may have to fight our way out of.
Yeah. Like I said, I know the people you're talking about. I'm not familiar with them. We're
I
not. We're not. We're not trash bags. We're not going
Nope,
to do any of that. So we're
nope.
going to stay away from all of that.
Yeah. So instead, we got Eddie Honcho, who I'd never seen before. I'd heard about him a lot, and Xander Cage. And I doubt you know Xander Cage because Scott from FCCW told me later on in the night that Xander Cage is one of their newest trainees out of their school, and I was like, okay. I said he looked like he was fresh off the block, but he held his own in this match, which was hard because Eddie Honcho is a veteran, and they went against Airbnb of Rico and BK, and they're one of the hottest acts going out, whether they're solo or tags right now, and Cage had a good showing with it. Honcho's really funny, even when he's being a heel. But man, we talked about it before the show. We both know Rico. We both know BK.
Yeah.
Uh, Airbnb is one of the hottest things going from here to North Carolina right now.
Yeah. 100%. You know, bookers, promoters, owners. If you're watching this, if you don't know who they are, you need to get familiar with them. Um,
Yeah,
Rico and BK are super nice guys. They're young, they're hungry, they want to work, and they want to do whatever they can.
yeah,
Um,
and they're good. They're good right now. They can
yeah,
still get better, but they're
well,
they're solid
they're
acts.
they're double tag champions.
Yep,
Rico is the
12
12
gauge.
gauge heavyweight champion right now. Rico,
BK,
when I
I
get
think,
back,
has a
me and you
belt in North
might have one
Carolina.
this year. I think it's iconic. I think
I
that might
think
be the
so.
name. Iconic champion or iconic heavyweight
Yeah,
champion, somewhere around there. So it doesn't matter whether it's singles or tags. These guys are making a run.
yeah.
Um,
And as you said, in the
and
next couple of weeks, when we get closer to the 12 gauge show, obviously we will get more into the cloudiness that's going on. Not really cloudiness. Let's just say Marx is a lot more involved in what's going on at 12 gauge than most of these.
yeah,
you have more of a vested interest in the title picture and things.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like I said, it's going to take longer. It's going to double how long this show is tonight if we get into it. So we'll wait till we're closer to it.
Yeah,
But
I still haven't ate
obviously,
dinner yet, so I'm still trying to get to dinner right now.
yeah, yeah. I caught a snack on the way here. That's about it. Uh, but obviously, Airbnb retained their titles. I at no point did I think they were in jeopardy. But yeah, like he said, if you're looking for a hot stud tag team to pull in, or even two singles guys that'll really light up your crowd, BK Bennett and Rico Bravo need to be some of the first people you're calling. And if you need their numbers, I don't particularly have them, but I can get them for you if you really want them. I can get you in touch with them quickly.
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%.
But then that left us to the main event where the SCCW heavyweight champion Sean Nelson, the aforementioned Sean Nelson, took on Elrod Campbell. And I got to give it to the wily veteran here. Elrod found a way to beat Sean, and Sean was a little upset about it, as he should be. But maybe it seemed like Elrod's trying to set up a little bit of a dynasty, at least over the summer right now. I don't know if you ran across him, but he had pretty solid work against somebody like Sean, who is a tough night at the office.
Yeah, so I'm not familiar with Elrod at all. We've never came across each other, and not that I can recall, anyways. Might have been a pass by in a locker room somewhere that I
Yeah.
just wasn't aware of. That obviously happens in our business sometimes.
Yep.
But yeah, uh, if he got one over on Sean, then hey, that's speaking something.
Yeah. Absolutely. But just know that Sean's going to get you back at some point. So I would
Yeah,
always keep that in mind.
Sean's got a hot head too, so Elrod, I'd be paying attention.
And like I said, this is the first time I've been to SECW. It's usually the first Friday night of a month in Temple, Georgia, at the Rec Center there. That's a cool venue. There was a decent amount of people there. They had a pretty good showing. Scott runs a really good show. If you're around Temple on the first Friday, I don't have the exact day in front of me of what it is, but it's usually the first Friday, I believe, and he may be running more soon, but it's another solid show in this area to check out. It's got some good talent, has some good stories in it. It didn't run super long, which I enjoyed, because so many of these 5 matches will run 3.5 hours, and you're like, come on, guys, it's 11:30, and I've got an hour to get home. So
Yeah,
give me a break here. But
yeah,
no, it's a good show. It's a good solid show. Um, or I wouldn't have talked about it. And I would have went to it. But that kind of recaps all the stuff we did. Um, which one you want to do next? Because we're saving the other two for the end.
pick your poison.
Um, either Mucha Lucha or Deep South.
So be straight up and honest with everybody. First and foremost, I'm not too familiar with either one of these shows. Um,
Not
Mucha
without
Lucha,
effort from this guy.
yeah, Mucha Lucha, not at all. I just haven't been able to catch a show, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Um, I did have an invite at one point, but I wasn't able to make it. Yeah, Deep South, I'll know the people, but I won't know what's going on. That's more of Jeremy's expertise area. So if you
yeah.
want to
It's
kick
the
it
one
off
I
with both
first
of
started
these, you're more than
covering
welcome.
2 years ago. Yeah, going on about 2 or maybe even 3 years ago. That when I started covering shows again, that was actually the first one I covered. But
Yeah, so
they got where they run twice a month now. They run once at New Realm Brewery on the Greenbelt, and I think it's the Greenbelt or the Belt Line. It's on the Belt Line, not the Greenbelt. That's in Carrollton. But they run at New Realm, and then they will run at Monday Night Garage off Lee Street, which are two unique venues and two unique crowds. This weekend, I believe they are at Monday night. Let's see if I can get that pulled up. We'll just go over it real quick. Um, yeah, because there's going to be some people you need to add to your list. One out of the gate is Austin Towers, and I can make that happen if you wanted to.
I've heard a lot about him. I've seen
Yeah,
him. I think it'd be fun.
I think it very much would. But Austin Towers is going to take on Dion Summers. Dion's going to have to bring his A game because Austin is running pretty hot right now, and he's right outside the title picture. I know Naja is trying to keep him at bay as much as possible because he is about the size of three Najas put together, and that's not because Naja's small. Austin Towers is a giant guy.
Yeah.
But I see they did listen to me and good friend of the show, Professor Payne and Cosmos Martinez, which means he's not on the Mucha show because he's on that one too, are facing a mystery team. Boy, if the Wonder Boys aren't on the card already, that's one to keep your eye on. There's a couple teams that float around the Deep South area that could be interesting. I'll be honest. I know it's not the case because they're going to be at a different show, but right now I wouldn't mind seeing Lethal Gaines versus Professor Payne and Cosmos Martinez. Cosmos one of the best luchadors in the Georgia scene by far. Anytime you get a chance to see him, go see him. Professor Payne, one of the later trainees out of Deep South in the last couple of years. Big amateur background. You're not going to outmuscle him on a mat. But them versus the mystery team, that's going to be interesting to see what they come up with there. They're advertising that Gemma Jules is going to defend her title against Rose Gold. Even though the last show that I attended, Gemma Jules lost her belt to Audrey Allen, so I'm not sure why that's a title match. Maybe I missed something. But we're Team Audrey in this house, so I don't know what kind of riffraff's going on there.
I don't know how that one works, but
yeah, am I shocked by that? No, and that's not a shot at them either. But am I shocked by not knowing something behind the scenes? No, I'm not. I'm not an insider with that. But also, you're going to get Lamar Diggs, another big old boy, who's going to face from the NWA Big Strong Mims. Mims might be somebody you want to tangle with too.
Yeah. So I've been on.
These two absolutely despise each other too. They have destroyed, I would say, at least a dozen cookie sheets and ringside tables, and dented a lot of furniture that they were not supposed to. While at Monday Night Garage. So if you were sitting at ringside, maybe bring a helmet or consider getting some good shoes to run.
So I don't know much about Lamar Diggs. I know he's a big guy. I know he's strong. But I've also been on shows with Mims, and he's solid. Like those arms ain't a work.
No.
Those are real. That is a big dude. First show I was on with him was in North Carolina with Premier. And then he came back and did another show with Premier and went against Pat Roach for the NWA. What was it? What title was that? I cannot think of it off the top of my head.
The one that Mims had?
Yes.
Was the national title, the NWA national title.
Yeah.
And I actually realized I was reading off an old card. So let me see if I got the new card.
Oh, Lord. Thanks. Thanks, Jeremy.
That's what I was looking. I was like, man, I think I've seen these matches before. Although I don't remember the mystery team. I don't remember who the mystery team was. But we will find it at some point. Although, once again, not to take a shot, but this bugs me that we are day before show day, and I'm having to spend a handful of minutes trying to find your card. Just the not that one. I mean, seriously. I know I saw a bunch of them.
Is it not up front and center on like their Facebook page?
No, it's not. Thought it was. I must have saw it in like Instagram stories or something. Okay. That. All right. Got it now. All right. So let's backtrack a little bit. Mims is going to face Jacob Johnson, another big guy. These two have gotten in each other's way a good bit. Jacob Johnson being the former Deep South champion about this time last summer, and he holds the distinction of being the only wrestler to throw a beer in my face. He was trying to throw it at Skrilla. Skrilla moved and thought it was hilarious that it hit me. I thought it was pretty funny too.
That sounds like a Skrilla thing.
But especially when Jacob was the good guy at the time, and he apologized for half an hour to me about it until I told him to stop apologizing. But it was he's mean when he needs to be, luckily. But yeah, so Mims and Jacob Johnson, we are going to get Ryan Rembrandt and DJ Smoke against Dion Summers and Stunt Marshall. If you don't know Stunt Marshall, I will try to introduce you. He is one of the best characters there are in wrestling. He's just straight up him, and he's got stories that will peel the paint off the wall.
And he will legitimately knock you out.
He will.
With an open-handed slap.
He has done it before. Because he did it. He does slap fighting for people who don't know. Yeah, he's that guy. He's the crazy-looking hairdo guy. That's Stunt Marshall. And the first two, everybody's like, oh, it's because he went first. Let's see if he can take a shot. Okay. Well, just a couple weeks ago, he went against a former champion in the weight division he's in. A former champion. Guys just lost it not long ago. He took the shot from him, and he laid him out on the next one. I don't want to get hit by him.
No, not at all. I do not want to get chopped at all. I don't want to get slapped at all.
No. Also does a lot of work with the Savannah Bananas. So if you don't see him on a wrestling card, he's probably playing baseball.
I thought I saw him on Disney the other night.
Yep.
And I was like, hold on. That's Stunt.
I know that guy. But then we're going to get from the hills of North Carolina, Dre the Goat, who actually has a win over Gnosticism a couple months back. He's going to face the aforementioned Austin Towers. We're Team Austin Towers in this, or at least I am. Dre is a lot like Javon Evans, like a smaller Javon Evans is how I would describe him.
Super high energy, constantly moving.
Yes.
Innovative.
String bean, just real skinny guy, but he's all over the place. Austin Towers is going to say, oh, that looks cute. Okay, that's enough of that.
Hey, you never know. Big guys, our cardio is not the best sometimes.
It's true. If he gets it running around a little bit, because Towers is known to be a streamer. Maybe he played a little too many video games this week and didn't get on the treadmill enough times. Oh, yeah. But hopefully this is the opener match because these are two people that, I know them well. I know you know one of them decently. Eddie Hendricks, who has been in Deep South for a minute, and also Troy Carter. And the two of them are going to go head-to-head. It's good to see Troy getting work out there. I was able to see him on the last show. But and for also people that don't know, because I'm going to keep hanging on to this. Other people have said it too. I believe Matt Williams, the other fan guy at 12 Gauge. Troy Carter still holds the number one contendership heavyweight title match in his back pocket, even though he has not been on a 12 Gauge show in about half a year. He still has that shot in his pocket. It is still valid. I had the promoter, Rocky, say it to me. I was like, is that still valid? He said, yeah, that's still valid. Okay. Well, so next time you see him show up, got to watch out.
Yeah, so I'm actually familiar with both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie is a freak. Just randomly the kid showed up to a show one day, and I'm like, damn, he's big.
Yeah.
Troy, he's athletic. He can move. He can go. So yeah, I'm expecting that. If that's not starting to show off, then I don't know what will.
Cool. And I actually have a card for Mucha now. But yeah, that's like I said. Troy just randomly kind of showed up a couple months ago at Deep South. And I don't know if it's because he's one of the names I threw out before and they decided to use it, or he found a way to. I'm sure he found his own way in because, like I said, I don't influence booking. If promoters reach out and go, do you know a guy? Sometimes I'll throw a guy out if they're looking for something, but good for them to see them out that way too, because that's more West Georgia guys out into the Atlanta area. So maybe more people will pay attention back here too.
Yeah.
All right. Mucha Lucha from the Espacio Discoteca in Norcross, Georgia, which is a crazy venue. Got to get you to one of these shows one time. Let me just go through it. The No Sabo Kids. Not sure why they're going by that because that is Jose Manuel and Shuda Gabe, otherwise known as the Northside Heroes. They're going to go against Mr. Sexy and King Garuda. Mr. Sexy is hilarious. He is like Cisco, the rapper, but he's a wrestling personality. Uh, See, now here, okay, this is what I said before. Cosmos is going to be on this show. Cosmos and Ciamara, which I'm pretty sure is his better half, are going to go against Grayson Pierce and Corrine Joy. If you have not seen Grayson and Corrine, I implore you, they are absolute magic. Whether they're teaming together or not, they both can go. Cosmos and Ciamara too. That would be a fun match to see. Have you seen any of them?
Uh, I've seen Grayson. I'm not familiar with Kareem,
Okay.
and I'm not familiar with the other two.
Corrine is the better half of Grayson Pierce for people who hadn't put that together. They're fantastic. Both from WWA 4, so AR Fox had a hand in what they do. They can go. They can very much go and put on a show.
About to say, WA4 pops up on my Instagram fairly often. Them showing off some training stuff going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
if they don't, if they can't go, I'm surprised.
And shout out AR Fox, the new Ring of Honor television champion, I believe.
Yes.
Took
Yeah.
it off.
Speaking of WA4, I might have to drop down there sometime after I get healed up.
Even though they moved, I used to go to the old one and scout for the show I was a part of. So the one that was on Fulton Industrial on the backside of the strip club. That was a wild place. Every time you pull up, they think you're going in the strip club. I said, I'm actually here for the wrestling. They're like, oh, okay, really? So I was like, no, for real, I'm here for the
No, I'm
wrestling.
going there, not
I'm
here.
seriously. Is it the okay? I'll go to the back parking lot. That'll go that way.
My wife's okay
But
with that part, not this part.
yeah, I don't think he's around then. But didn't matter. Didn't go the other time. I have witnesses, many of them, including people like Mr. Hughes and Jonathan Gresham. So it was a fun time to be there. But let's see. We're going to get the Tokyo Bad Boys of Takuma and Kento. I'm unfamiliar with them. Versus the OXP. I guess there was other OXP, so he had to put a Z in front of his name, so we knew it was him. And the Flip Terry Sequoia.
Are we talking about Karate Kid OXP?
OXP. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just
Now he's
making
the
sure.
OXP. So that's why I said, is it like the Ohio State? You had to. There was like an Ohio State, so you had to tell everybody you're the. So you're the OXP. I haven't seen him in a bit, so I hope that's hope he's doing well.
So I think he's been doing some TV stuff outside of the Karate Kid, pro wrestling wise. I believe he was either on AEW or ROH not too long
ROH.
ago.
He was ROH. I saw the poster. Yep.
Okay. I knew it was one of
Good for
those. I
him.
couldn't remember which one.
Let's see. Also, this is one I kind of hate to miss as the Psycho Circus, which is Murder Clown and Dave the Clown. Anytime you get luchadors and clowns together, it's fantastic. Versus Puma King and James Tapia. I've seen James Tapia before. Puma King. No, that's not Ricochet. Ricochet was something else.
No, he was Prince Puma.
Prince Puma. Yeah, I get those two confused all the time. I was like, do I know Puma King? But
Well,
I don't.
speaking
But
of, just to sidetrack just
yeah,
a minute. Apparently, there's some rumors of Lucha Underground coming back.
I hope so. It was one of my favorite shows.
Yeah,
Their show looked a lot like what's behind me right now.
yeah,
It
incredible.
produced probably 20 stars that are on TV right now.
Yep, the top stars, not
Yeah,
just oh, they're there. No, these guys are featured heavily.
the Brian Cages, the Ricochets, the Chelsea Greens, the EOS guys, they were all on there.
Penta,
Penta, Ray
Ray.
Phoenix, Ray Mysterio. There
Yep.
were, just because when that show was real big, or right towards the end of their run, we had Marty the Moth on this show. He is awesome, by the way. I need to have him back on. And and he talked about all kinds of stuff about that show. I need to like rehash that episode and re-put it back
So
out.
his character was incredible. I loved it. I thought it was great,
Oh
especially
yeah,
the stalker side gimmick. That was amazing. I
and he
enjoyed
did it
watching it.
so well.
Yeah, it was like, like I said, I've been a part of the business. I know the insides of the business even when I was just a fan. But I thought it was great.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, because I'm not afraid to admit because he's recently kind of reinvented himself and become a way better person, and apologize for a lot of things he did. But I'm a big Joey Ryan fan. You put Marty the Moth and Joey Ryan on TV at the same time with what they were both trying to do on screen. We're not talking about the off screen. This is a different thing, and it was just nuts.
I'll leave
You're
that one
pleading the
alone.
fifth on Joey Ryan. That is
Yeah.
fine. I get it. Yeah, it's there's a lot of people that I'm a fan of what they did in the ring, and sometimes despicable things they did out. I'm not a fan of at all.
Yeah.
It's the Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
It's the Tiger Woods. That's between he needs to sort out his personal stuff when he's got a golf club. I want to see what he's going to do.
Yeah.
That's for him and Jesus to figure out.
Yep.
But we're getting to the co-main event where Emperor Azteca is going to defend some championship that I don't know what it is. The maybe he's the global champion. My Spanish is very terrible. I'm trying to read this. But he is going to defend that against Tonali. See, this is a crazy show. This is one that I hate to miss because a lot of people I have not met, and I have been going to these shows for over a year. And then in the main event, maybe some names you've heard of. La Parca, Fiscal, and Pagano. Two of those are signed to AAA/WWE right now. Fiscal maybe against La Anexion, who is Angel Fashion, Damian Fenrir from the NWA, and Mark Davison. Mark Davison's been tearing up the Georgia scene here recently, everything from 1FW to the Carolinas. But La Anexion is their faction. They're the power heel faction there. And they usually can really whip the crowd into a frenzy because the promoter, Ricardo, typically comes out with them. And if it's not nailed down, it gets thrown at them.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make it to one of those shows. I gotta see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's for real. Bucket of like beer tubs and like people have tried to get in the ring after them. People do get in the ring after them. It's wild.
Oof. Oof.
Yeah,
I hope security's on their toes.
they try. They try. They do a good job, but they also kind of let people go a little bit, which is funny because most of the people that try to rush it are not doing it to harm anybody, except for this one lady, and she's gold. This one Spanish lady or whatever, she's always got her flags, and she is ready to tear anybody up, and she's gotten in there before, so it's it's great. I sat behind her for a show, and that was one of the most fun shows I've ever been to. But so that's Mucha Lucha. That's Deep South. You want to do AWE? You want to do Honor Code?
uh, let's go start off with AWE.
Okay. We
Let's
will
get
start off with
let's show some love to Murder and his crew. They
yes.
got a
I
big
like to stay on
show coming up
the good
on.
side of that. Truth be told, me and Murder go back many years. We're not the best of friends, but we're not enemies. There's I remember him from early when I was trying to train and do this. He was a main staple on the show that I was training at. So I've known him a good many years, which proves that we're both very young people. But all these haven't been. These are the ones that have been announced. These are the people I know that are on the show. At some point, the brand new tag team champions of Chip Day and Braden Toon, yeah, good luck with that team, are going to face Justin McKenzie and Ace Haven, who won on the last show. That's going to
So
be a
I
crazy match.
so I've watched Chip, as a fan and even as a worker. I've been on one show with him um, early on in my career. I haven't got the chance to wrestle with him. Hope that happens one day. Definitely on a list. Braden Toon is young kid, but he's got all the ability in the world. Um, then said Ace Haven, obviously, he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
He's known from Piedmont and all across. Now Justin McKenzie, if I hate to say it, Justin, this is your one time, and that's it. I mean it.
One.
If I think anybody gets signed or gets looked at very seriously soon, it's Justin.
I would
Kid
agree.
is kid is flat out incredible. He's young. He's got a great look, and he eats, sleeps, breathes, and
Yep.
loves professional wrestling.
Draws his own face paint.
Yeah, yeah. That's an I don't understand it. I'm not artistic whatsoever, so
Nope.
yeah, he can have that one too.
But yeah, I would agree, and not to pump him up too much, but he's not a big ego guy anyway. But
No,
given who the new other half of the main event is that we'll get into in a minute, maybe if he catches his ear, his wind, he may take him back to Orlando or Nashville with him, or at least go next time we're in town. Call that kid.
yep,
I
yeah.
could see that. But also, we are going to get Sal Renaro, friend of the show, been on here a lot. I owe him a big favor. He is
Sal
going to,
Sal's incredible.
and just seems to get better every time. It's like, just, I'm not saying it makes no sense, but if you ever meet him, you're like, that guy's great. Like, just the stuff he comes up with, and he just continues to make it look as easy as possible. He is going to defend his belt. I had it against one of the guys they just signed out of. They signed a bunch of guys out of South Carolina, the Palmetto Boys and stuff like that. And he is against one of them, I thought. But I also saw that he was against the NWA guy. And see, the problem is they changed this, so that's why I'm not sure which one. Uh, there it is. Okay. Apparently, he's going to take on Hunter Drake, who's from the NWA. I think he's centered out of the Tennessee.
Yeah,
He's with the Page sisters. One of the Page sisters is his
Crossfire.
girlfriend or fiance.
Yeah, that's based out of NWA Crossfire
Yep,
in
that's
Sevier
him.
County, Tennessee.
Yep, that's him. But yeah, he's going to take on Sal Renaro for Sal's belt, which is going to be fantastic. Other announced matches: Robin Renegade, one of the best on the scene for sure. She has had more than a couple cups of coffee with Ring of Honor and along with her sister as well.
Yep.
Been on AEW. She's going to take on Bobby Thunder, who, if Bobby is even half as good in the ring as her promo was about this match, I can't wait to see these two beat the crap out of each other.
So I'm not familiar with Bobby at all, so I can't really speak on that. Robin, I've seen a couple of times live in person. Last and most recent was one FW.
Yep.
She's phenomenal.
Oh yeah, and I hear Bobby is really, really good. I think she a lot of times is out towards the Augusta area, and I have a lot of friends out that way too. So I've reached out to kind of see what she's all about, and I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
But then as far as we had Joe Black on the show earlier this week. I'll get into that in a minute. We also had the Handsome Devil and the Necessary Evil, Drew Hood. Drew's on the show. Drew's on the show this Sunday, but we don't know who his opponent is. I didn't say it on the thing. I have an idea because the last time that I saw the person that I'm about to mention, I also saw Braden Toon at a show. And so I went to talk to Braden Toon. He says, yeah, I'm just riding with him. We're going to the AWE show tomorrow. We decided to make a weekend thing of it. Okay. Well, if those two are going to, I'm pretty sure Braden, this is one of his prize pupils, if you kind of figure out where I'm going with it. If Drew Hood needs an opponent, and this guy happens to be in the car with Braden Toon, we might see Drew Hood versus DRP.
That would be that would be a very interesting matchup
Yeah,
because you've got Drew Hood, he is big, he is strong, um, guy can go,
yeah.
and then you've got DRP, who is nothing but full of piss and vinegar, and has the wrestling world at his fingertips, depending on how far he wants to push it.
Absolutely. And I'll even say this about Hood. The last AWE show, he went toe to toe with Alexander Lev, maybe somebody you've
Mm.
heard of, and it was my favorite of of the night. It was better than Jago versus Carly, which was the main. These two just absolutely went, and as I said in my write up, Drew Hood not only put on size, but he can not only go toe to toe with Alexander Lev, he can push Lev when others can't.
And
That
that's
says a lot.
so my one and only interaction with Lev in a match style was a very quick paced 6-man tag match, but I will go ahead and tell you Lev can go.
Yeah.
I've been on countless
Lev,
shows with Lev.
but say
Uh,
Lev is one of those people that if you don't go see him soon, you're gonna have to pay a lot more money to see it or get one of the streaming packages.
so we will talk about this at a very long extent later,
Mm-hmm.
probably in the next show, more than
Possibly.
likely, or start leading into it. But yeah, Lev has a very high chance of getting somewhere very quickly.
There's a handful of them right there at the top of the heap that have not only made Ring of Honor debuts recently or been in the NWA in his case as
Um,
well. And yeah, if you're about to have to tune into your local cable package or streaming device to see them very soon.
yep.
But that leads us to the main event. And for people that don't know, the main event was supposed to be the incomparable Joe Black, because I think that's one of the best ways to describe him. One of the absolute best ever. I'm not going to put a region on it, not going to put a time period. I think he's one of the absolute best ever. And that's not because he was on the show, not because we're friendly with each other. No, no, it's the absolute truth. Even if I hated his gut, Joe is one of the absolute best. He was supposed to face Carly Bravo for the heavyweight title. Carly got called to something else that he couldn't get out of. It happens. It's part of the wrestling business, and he had to pull out of this. So they're going to meet somewhere down the road. So you would think, man, they're going to have to scramble to try to find somebody for the main event. That's. I mean, how do you beat Carly Bravo versus Joe Black? Well, you dig into Joe Black's past to somebody who is like a brother. If you watch the time he was on this show, he gets into it. These two are probably going to fight each other forever and constantly get in each other's way. Former WWE and now current TNA X Division champion, as he just won that off Leon Slater, Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander versus Joe Black at the El Palenque Event Center in Marietta, Georgia tomorrow night. If you're not going to Honor Code, I don't know why you're not coming to this show.
Yeah. That on top of it just has money written all over it. Um, Joe Black, I think, is one of the most underrated guys in the area in Georgia, really.
Yeah,
And then you got
it's
Cedric.
not even laughable anymore. It's just you're like, how did you guys miss him?
Yeah, yeah, I don't understand it. I've been in the ring with Joe a few times. He is strong. He is quick, and he will leave handprints across your chest that will last for 2 weeks.
I have said it for the last couple years after I saw it live. Nobody hits harder than Joe Black.
No, not at all. I've not been hit harder than Joe.
No.
Um, and then you've got Cedric Alexander. You know, he's been around everywhere.
Yes.
Uh, incredible athlete. Um, just took a history making moment away from Leon Slater by taking the X
Yeah, he
Division
did.
championship off of him. So, I
I,
think,
I think
I think Leon only needed to hold it for 2 or 3 more days, and he'd been the longest reigning X Division champion.
whose record was he going to beat?
Uh, it might have been Joe's.
Okay. I was thinking there's about three people, and if you name either of those three, it makes sense.
Like,
And it was like
don't
it was
hold me
like
to it.
Joe,
I'm
AJ.
or Daniels. That's the only ones that I
Yeah,
can think of.
yeah,
Don't hold me
really.
to it. All you internet people out there, don't hold
I
me
bet
to
it
it.
was. I bet it was. Man. But yeah, that's like I said, if you're not going to honor code, which we're about to dig into, and that's not personal deep south or Mucha Lucha or any of the other shows that are going on, then it's just I keep saying there's certain matchups and there's certain things that if you don't see them when they first initially happen, you might not ever see that ever happen again. Same thing we said with Lev and some of the other ones. If you don't go see these people live now, you may have to pay a lot more money to TKO and other places to be able to see them.
I think so. I'll kind of go on my little tangent right now.
Yeah,
Georgia is one of the best scenes to be at in wrestling at the current moment. You've got
Georgia and North
so
Carolina.
many, you've got so many guys in this area that are hungry, that are young, or
Hmm.
just want it that badly. You've got the Justin McKenzie's, you've got the DRPs, the Braden Tunes, all these young guys that are coming in,
Yeah,
and I'm still. I will say this for as long as I'm a wrestler, or that I'm involved in wrestling, I'm a greenhorn because I continue to want to learn. I'm 27 years old. I've been in this business for roughly 5 years, but I still want to know everything I possibly can.
yep,
And I think that is what sets Georgia apart, is because you've got all these great schools that people want to be a part of. You've got WWF4, you've got the Nightmare Factory. Jonathan Gresham is picking up people every so often to train.
yep,
So there's no shortage of opportunities in wrestling in the
right.
state of Georgia.
Yeah, if you want to be a wrestler in Georgia, there's no excuse at this point. And even if the schools around here for some reason either don't want you, which I doubt they take anybody that wants to come in and learn. There, I could give you a dozen in the state of Florida, depending on what side of the state you want to be on, that will train you all the same. There's so many good schools in this general southeast area right now.
Yeah, 100%. Well, you got to think, you just got Rusev that just opened up a new school in Nashville with
Hmm.
Ketch, him and Gangrel, which is insane. I saw that and I was like, huh, I'm going to let them get started for a little bit. And then I might have to make my way up to Nashville for a week and
Yeah.
see what that's going to cost me, but it will be well worth it in the long run.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So there's more for AEW, but nothing's been announced that I've seen. That's all the announced matches I know, and that is and like I said, Drew Hood is on the show. He doesn't know his opponent. He shoot does not know. I told him even if he did know, you don't have to tell me. And he said I legit don't know. He said, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna walk in and walk out with my hand in the air, so it doesn't matter. But there's a lot of me that hopes it's DRP.
No.
But so what's going on in Cedartown?
So this weekend, tomorrow is actually really special for me. We've kind
Yes.
of touched on it. My dad was a wrestler back in the early mid 90s, and the person that trained him ended up actually training me. Mike Golden, the Golden Boy. We were doing a pretty much an honor show for him.
Yeah.
It's not a memorial. Mike is still alive, kicking it around. He will talk your head off if you sit with him long enough. I promise. But we've got a big rumble going on. I talked to the booker earlier today, probably less than 3 hours ago. And so far, we have 29 entrants.
All right. So we'll go over the list of those in a minute because I keep seeing more and more announced and everything. How does the Golden Rumble work? Like what? How?
So as
Because Everybody has a different spin on it.
So as far as I know, it's just straight up Rumble.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that could change.
Yeah.
Wrestling card subject to change. Don't hold me to anything. Sorry, I
They
know
may
it's getting
they may
dark.
watch this and go, you know what? We need a wrinkle in it.
Yeah. Sorry, I know it's getting dark. I'm outside and my porch
I
light
got it.
doesn't work. So, um, but yeah, so you've got guys that I trained with that are jumping in there. Obviously, I cannot in any way, shape, or form compete. Um, but I will be there hanging out, just chilling. You'll probably find me on a bench somewhere sitting down.
Yep.
Um, but you've got guys like Corey James, Dallas Andrews, as Joey Jones, uh, Zach Riley, all these guys that I've been a part of or with in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
Yep.
Uh, Myself, Corey James, Dallas Andrews made up the faction, the Golden Boys, that ran rampant here in Rome for
Hmm.
about a year. Um, that was known as NAWA at the time. No longer.
We'll be talking about that acronym in the next couple of weeks for sure.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, so tomorrow is special for that reason alone. Uh, Anyone that's followed Georgia wrestling for any amount of time knows who Mike Golden is.
Yep.
Um, I sat there and did a little deep dive on Mike just the other night, just kind of familiarized myself. NWA champion at one point in time, not world's heavyweight, but he was an NWA champion.
Yep.
Um, so if that speaks to anything, Mike Golden is the real deal. He has trained some very good talent, including Lamar Phillips. Um, so yeah. All right. He's already got a big enough head. We don't need to push it.
Yeah, it's true. He's got a pretty good sized melon there. But yeah, you got Joey Jones, Dino Dupree. Did I get that right?
Yeah, Dino Dupree.
Dante Walker. We talked about Lamar. You said Corey James, Zach Riley, as there was a bunch more I thought, but Alex Summers,
Yep, Alex Summers, Sean
David
Clark.
Idle, Sean Clark, um, Kyle Gunner. We can't forget Kyle Gunner. I mean, how can we go a whole show without saying Kyle Gunner a handful of times? I mean, Kyle Gunner's going to be in it. Um, Seth Cruz.
Yep.
I remember Seth Cruz. I think he was around back in the day when I was getting into it.
Yeah, Seth's been around for a minute.
Always been good too. But as far as other people on the flyer here, Frankie is on there. I see Aaron Dallas. No, that was the last show. I'm already swapping back. Who
uh,
knows? You just said
I
29
believe.
people are potentially in that. So we
Yeah,
named about 12.
yeah. So there's always room for surprises. It is a rumble. You never know who's going to show up.
I can guarantee three people, technically four, but three people who are not in said Rumble. There's Mark, there's me, and there's Kyle Charisma. Those three people are not going to be in the Rumble. I promise you. Could
Yeah.
could Jeff and Carson from the podcast over there, the Father Son podcast, they're going to be in house, man. Maybe they're going to be in it. Carson has a way of taking people's jobs all the time. So you know what? While we're at it, I think it was today. I sent Jeff a message to tell him. So happy birthday to Carson. Um, I like what they do. I think they do a fantastic job. Pretty sure they're going to be there on Sunday. I think Jeff's a big fan of yours. Carson, not so much. That is what it is. But happy birthday,
I
Carson.
still
I
don't.
think he's
I still
12,
don't understand that when I
12
told
going on
Jeff that I
30.
was going to kick his ass, but
I, I don't know. But according to Jeff, he's 12. So now you can put him through a table. So, I mean, maybe we set that up for his birthday.
we'll see.
Yeah. You never know what's going to happen. Show up. We're talking about a birthday and a wrestling show. You have no idea what could happen. That's worth showing up right there. But honor code announce anything else or just mainly the Rumble?
Mainly the Rumble. There are, I believe, two or three actual matches.
Yeah.
that will be going on. I can't quote them off the top of my head, uh, but it's going to be a fun night.
Yes.
If you're local to the Northwest Georgia area and want to make a little bit of a drive, Honor Code's probably going to be your best place to be.
Yep. Yeah, because of all the shows we were just talking about, all 6 or 7 that we know about that are all happening at the same time. If you're in West Georgia, that is the absolute closest to you.
Yeah, I say if you don't want to have to deal with 75 or 285 or anything like that.
This is not the weekend for 285.
No.
For people who don't know, if you're anywhere near exit 7, 8, or 9 on I-285 North, you should just read a book. It'll be way more prosperous.
Oh, are they closing it down this weekend for road work? Oh
It's
God.
for real. Happened earlier this morning. Exit 7 through 9 on I-285 North. I think it's North. Do not go there. They are completely closed down.
Atlanta traffic's already a nightmare. I don't want to deal with it anymore. Thank
Nope.
God for thank God
Oh,
for where I live.
I am back roads to Marietta from where I'm at. So I have been going to Marietta since I was probably 6 months old. So I know so many different ways to get to the show I'm going to. It is not even funny. But hopefully we entertain you guys for the last handful of minutes. That this kind of we're just workshopping the show still, but this is basically the format we're going to do. So obviously the next episode we'll be talking about what happened at Honor Code and what happened at AWE. We might go over what happens to the other couple shows if we're able to hear back in time. But yeah, that's send in your questions, comments, suggestions. We could always have guests on here as well, but we just wanted to get on here, get the first episode out, and tell you guys about all the amazing things that you can do in the area. There's shows everywhere. There's great shows everywhere. Go support indie wrestling. Go see all this. And I'll give you the final word. You got anything to add?
Um, I don't want to leave anybody out. Uh, I want this show to be focused on Georgia wrestling, especially. So if you're
Yeah,
from South Georgia and you have shows going on that you want to let us know about, please do. If you've got
sure.
shows out in East Georgia that you want to let us know about, please do. We're we're friendly all the way around.
Yeah,
Um, Fans, like Jeremy said, if you want to, send in questions, let us know. You can follow me on social media at pretty much any way you want to,
yep,
under Ryan Marks or Mr. Marks. Um, Whichever you want to look up, you can probably find me. Um, so yeah, just let us know.
yeah, absolutely. Like you said, if you're watching this show and you're like, man, I'm in this deep dark corner of the state, they don't talk about this. Send it in. We'll at least mention your card on here and let people know where you're at.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
And
and
there's a good chance we know somebody on it.
we both do our research. If we don't know somebody, YouTube's a great thing. We will gladly look a show up if you've got it.
Absolutely. And the way technology is nowadays, most of the time you just reach out to a wrestler and he'll send you the tape.
Yep.
But I guess that wraps up episode 1 of Pro Wrestling Underground. Join us each and every week here in the Underground. Like I said, we're going to talk as much local wrestling as possible. Who knows? We have guests we do on locations. Not sure what we're going to do. Plus, you get to see the step-by-step rehab of that guy over there. So you'll have the insight as to when the magic could be happening again before anybody else. But for Mr. Marks, I am Jeremy the Impact York. This has been Pro Wrestling Underground, episode 1. We will see you guys next time. Deuces, gooses, support indie wrestling.